So today I'm going to talk about Rachel Challenge. For those of you who don't know what Rachel Challenge is, it's about this girl named Rachel Joy Scott, I'm guessing. I think it's Joy, I'm not sure. Anyway, I can't remember exactly what day it was, but I know it was on the day of Hitler's birthday in 1999. And this girl, she knew she was going to die at a young age. And, and all that other stuff. Let me think. So she knew she was gonna die at a young age and all that other stuff. And there was this guy. I'm kind of going like back and forth, like different sections. I'm sorry, but anyway, there's this guy named Frank, and he knew that. No, okay. So this is what first started. I'm sorry. 20 maybe 10, 20 minutes before she died, she drew this picture, and it was a picture of a flower, and it was these eyes. It was crying, and it would go down, and apparently the tears grew a rose, and the rose is like the U.S. Flower or whatever. So for those of you who don't know, and there was this guy named and then I'm really sorry, I'm pretty crazy though. And her teacher was like, well, aren't you gonna finish it? And then I can't remember exactly what she said, but she was like, no, she was like, I know it's not finished, blah blah blah, something like that. And there's this guy named Frank, and he had a dream. He would have these dreams about this girl. She would be crying, and her tears would drop to the floor, to the ground, and like flowers would grow. And when I told you about the whole flower thing, about her drawing it, it was in a journal that she would write in it. She would write a bunch in her journals about life and stuff like that. And it was in her bag. No, it was in her book bag, and it got shot or whatever. It was the bullet hit it or whatever, something like that. And it was in her backpack, and they kept it there at the school. And they called up her dad to come pick it up, and he did. And he went once he got in his truck. He looked at looked at what was in there. Looked at the journal, and he looked at the picture, and the guy Frank who called her dad, he told her dad to keep his number or whatever, and if you figure why I'm having these dreams and call me back, whatever, things like that, something. And when he saw the picture, he honestly was sitting there for 20 minutes and dead silence, looking at the picture, oh my gosh, did it really happen? And it did. And that part was honestly different. But the different thing is, the thing I told you about the teardrops, the teacher, there was 13. There was 13 kids that were shot, well, actually that died at the shooting, Columbine High School. So today we had this guy. He came to our school at Lambert, and he talked to us about it, and it's honestly life-changing, seriously. If you haven't had someone go to your school about it, yeah, you probably will soon. Go to your high school or middle school about it. You will, I'm dead serious, because it's honestly amazing. I honestly would want to change everything, really, because you honestly don't know, the last thing you say rude to someone can honestly make things worse for them and their family. So change that, really. I said a lot. I'm really sorry. So yeah, you really stop bullying, really. And it's honestly crazy and stuff. I don't know what to say right now. I'm really sorry, but I do have a bunch to say about it. I don't want to spoil it for you, because really. Anyway, there was I know there's people who've commented on videos about the Rachel Challenge, and they're talking about oh, there's a bunch of football players who cried about it, and yes, they did, because even I didn't cry. because in the beginning of like the presentation or whatever, the guy was like, raise your hand if you've had a lost one or whatever. And there was a bunch of people who raised their hand, even I did. And towards the end, this was like really got to people. And he was like, for those of you who raised your hand in the beginning and said that you've lost someone, I want you to close your eyes and think about that person. And there were quite a few people who did cry. Like there were people like no one was bawling in the freshmen, but like sophomores and juniors and seniors who were, even football players. It's like amazing how like touching that is. Like you don't really think about it, even though it's been like a year, like maybe more than a year. You don't think about it until like that happens. Someone talks about it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that you guys will have someone sooner or later come to your school, because they're all over America doing it. And like the guy he was talking about, he went to like Minnesota or something, and this girl, she literally almost committed suicide. But there was this girl who she didn't even talk to, and she was like, I don't know what she said or whatever, but like she like pretty much like stopped her from like committing suicide. She almost committed suicide that day. But the day of the orientation of Virtual Challenge, that girl got up and started talking about it, and she pointed to her, the girl who texted her, and he's like, you changed my life. You're the one who stopped me from it. It's honestly amazing. So yeah, I accept the Virtual Challenge. You should accept it. Everyone should accept it, seriously. Like, why would anyone want to do that? Because, oh yeah, there's one more thing too. There was this kid who was special needs, and he talked funny, he looked funny, he even walked funny, and there were people who were always bullying him every day. But then one day, when Rachel was in the hallway, and these guys, they like pushed her against the locker, Rachel like went up and like in front of them, like in between them or whatever, the guy and like all the bullies, and then she was like, you better stop whatever, you should put her fist up. And the guys were like, oh, they're probably thinking like, oh, if I beat a girl up, that'll like make me look bad, but if a girl beats me up, it makes me even worse. So they just left. And the guy, the special needs kid, who was like, oh, if she never did that, I would have been committed, like he would have killed himself. Like literally, like he would have killed himself that day if she didn't stick up for him. So it's pretty amazing. I think I already mentioned it, but she died on the day of Hitler's birthday. And she, oops, I'm sorry. And her like motivation or whatever was Ann Stewart or whatever. Anne Frank. I'm sorry, I said Stewart. Like she looked up to Anne Frank or whatever, and she was a Jew, so it was pretty like convenient that she died on the day of Hitler's birthday. And Anne Frank was a Jew. I think that they planned it. I'm losing my voice now. I'm sorry. I think they planned it or whatever. I don't know like the full story. I don't know if like they threatened her or something like that. Death threats. I'm not sure, but I think it was. So yeah, I'm going to post a link down below. It's Rachel Challenge. Honestly, you really should like it. Like there are people who tell stories on here, and it's amazing. Like seriously, there's over 100,000 likes. Like there honestly should be more. I don't know why there's like not that many. So yeah. So make sure you guys check out some more videos and subscribe, like, and comment. Definitely comment on this video, seriously. If you don't comment on this video, then that's pretty sad, because Rachel Challenge is life-changing to everyone, to anyone really. She's like, she even said that one day she will, not she is or she may, she will change millions of lives, and she did. And oh, one more thing, I'm sorry. When her parent, after about 2 years of Rachel's stuff being in her room when after she died. Her parents decided to take it out, and her dresser, there was they moved her dresser, and behind her dresser was her hands. It was like that, and on one of the hands it said, let me see, what did it say? I'm sorry, I can't remember what it said. What it said these hands. I'm sorry, I can't read it. These hands belong to Rachel Joy Scott and will someday touch millions of people's hearts. And it seriously has. Like for real. So yeah, make sure you comment, rate, and subscribe. Definitely comment and definitely like this. And I want your video response on about yours ritual challenge or whatever. I think that makes sense. I don't know. About your experience with the ritual challenge. So yeah. Bye. Peace. Change the world. You can. Anyone can. Even one person. You really can. Maybe even millions one day. You never know.